Welcome back to Daytime Ottawa here on Rogers TV. We know the impact a time change has on our sleep, but there are other things that impact our sleep as well. We are joined by Dr. Will Heidary. He is from the Back on Track Chiropractic and Wellness Center. Dr. Heidary, welcome to the show. Great to have you here.
Thank you very much, Eric.
I think when people think of sleep and chiropractic practices, they don't necessarily put those two together. Maybe tell us why that's important in your particular industry.
Well, your spinal alignment is really important. So one thing that we know is a good pillow and good mattress actually gives you good sleep over the night. What I have noticed over the time frame, because of COVID and everybody's time frames of sleep have changed. And one thing that we want to talk about is regularity of sleep. We all know that regularity is important. So we should be getting at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep every single night. And a lot of us don't get that, especially with COVID and their time changes and everything else that happens. It affects us significantly. Even this little bit of a 1 hour time change has changed a significant amount of how we function in a day. I know I've been getting up a lot earlier now than normally, but because of that extra hour that we're losing. And I'm noticing that during the day, I'm getting tired during the day because I'm not sleeping as well, because I don't sleep early enough, and I'm waking up a little earlier too. So that changed the whole momentum. Yeah,
I can imagine. And you're not the only one, right? I mean, all of us are going through that same situation. But you did mention, mattress and pillows. And I think sometimes we just take for granted that, we're just going to go anywhere to, any particular store and we're going to buy, whatever's the most affordable. How important is choosing the right pillow and the right mattress?
So the right pillow is really important. We got to look at it this way. We sleep 1/3 of our lifetime, and you have to invest in that single thing that's going to let you sleep well, and that's a pillow. And the pillow is the most important thing because it supports your neck. And, everybody knows that if they go to a hotel and they sleep in a pillow that's too large or too small or really bumpy or too firm, what ends up happening is they have a stiff neck and a sore neck, and it can lead on to headaches, chronic problems like snoring, insomnia. Different things can be affected because that we have a pillow just doesn't fit us. So during this COVID time, what we've come up with is we came up with a company called Winx.
Okay.
And Winx is a customizable pillow. So the pillow is actually fitted for you directly. And we've come up with an app that takes your measurements and creates a pillow specifically for you.
So what requirements then, should we be looking for in a pillow? Obviously, you're doing this on an individual basis, but what are some of those requirements that kind of make that perfect pillow?
Well, that's the one thing that all my patients have always asked, and It's all individualized for each person. So you have different size people, different size heads, different size shoulders, people that like soft, some people like firm. So it all has to be kind of customizable for that person. So this is why we came up with what we came up with. It's a pillow that's got a direct infusion. It's basically it's measured exactly to your shoulder depth, your head height, and everything, and it's supporting your head and weight exactly the right way. And we picked luxury infusions, and we picked something called copper infusion and a ceramic infusion. And the copper infusion, what it does is it helps with inflammation, irritation while you sleep, and the ceramic actually helps you cool your body while you sleep.
Is it part of the reason why some of us, wake up and even though we've gotten that 7 or 8 hours of sleep, that we just don't feel refreshed from a sleep?
Yeah, a lot of times sleep, you have to be prepped for sleep. That's one thing that we need to really talk about. One of the things that we have is something called melatonin in our bodies. And melatonin creates that sleep factor. And melatonin is actually created when there's some darkness. And unfortunately, with our society and our tablets and everything else that we have in screen times, we're not getting enough dark. We are a dark deprived society. And so what ends up happening is your melatonin doesn't get created. And then what ends up happening is you don't sleep well.
Right.
So that's the case.
Dr. Heidary, really appreciate you spending time with us today. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, take care. That does it for this episode of Daytime Ottawa. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.